Dumelang, Sanbonani, Absheni. You must be wondering whose voice you are hearing. I am Rose Ratacha, standing in for Ayanda Sitebe and Kulus Kenjana. This is Actor Space's insightful conversation on brandlive.co.za. The show is dedicated to archiving actor stories in the film, television, and theatre industry. We also aim to empower upcoming actors with information that will advance their craft. We love hearing what you have to say about the podcast. Connect and converse with us at Actor Spaces on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. On our previous podcasts, our focus has been conversations with actors, getting to know the person behind the character and acting industry. Today, we'll be doing things differently, recapping on the amazing conversations Ayanda and Kulu have had with our local actors. But before we get into that, I will be giving you the 411 on industry news. With no further ado, here's Actors Tools.
Actor Tool. People, events, and news.
On this episode, we profile the iconic Dr. Mbongeni Ngema. Stellenbosch University renovated and expanded theatre complex has been renamed to Adam Small Theatre Complex. And lastly, 10 million rand to boost film industry. I am Rose Ratacha, aka your industry news guide. Just like any other week, I will be bringing you an industry game changers profile and an event you don't want to miss. Let's get straight to it.
Profiles.
Born in Verulam, KwaZulu-Natal, Dr. Mbongeni Ngema has distinguished himself as a renowned South African writer, lyricist, composer, director, theatre producer, and liberalist. Ngema played the guitar from the age of 11. Little did he know that music will be one of his gifts to the world. He started his career as a theatre backing guitarist in the 70s. His work includes some of the nation's most iconic productions in theatre and film, such as the award-winning and internationally revered Sarafina, Woza Albert, Asinamali, and Magic at 4 a.m. that had all soundtracks that he composed. He also had a string of blockbusters that consist of Maria Maria, Mama, The Zulu the Musical, Bambada the Freedom Fighter, The House of Shaga, The Lion of the East, and Township Fever, which traveled from the Market Theatre to the USA Brooklyn Academy of Music's Majestic Theatre. Ngema, along with Huma Sekela, wrote Sarafina, a musical drama that depicts the story life in the township of Soweto during the apartheid era, told in the eyes of a group of high school pupils. The production was nominated for 5 Tony Awards and later nominated for the prestigious Grammy Awards. It won 11 NASAP Image Awards and had a 2-year run on Broadway, toured the USA, Europe, Australia, Japan, and was later adapted into a feature film starring Whoopi Goldberg, Leleti Khumalo, and Miriam Makeba. The stage musical Asinamali debuted at the Market Theatre and became Dr. Ngema's first play to run on Broadway in Manhattan, New York City. The musical was well received throughout the globe and was on tour for 5 years. It was staged in countries like America, England, Japan, Australia, and New Zealand. His plays are received and performed religiously around the world. Some of them form part of the set work in schools and universities. Ngema has written and arranged numerous songs. He was one of the vocal arrangers for The Lion King, Disney's animated film, for which Ngema received a multi-platinum award for sales in excess of 6 million copies, and subsequently won a Grammy Award for the movie adaptation. To date, he has released over 10 albums with songs such as Stimela Sasezola and Woza My Fohloza, the new millennium song. In 1997, he was appointed as a visiting lecturer at the University of Zululand, and Ngema subsequently produced the first CD released by the university's music department. In 1998, Ngema was inducted in the New York Walk of Fame in front of the Lucille Lortel Theatre in Manhattan, New York City, as one of the revered writers of the 21st century. During the African Renaissance Festival in 2001, his name was engraved on the entrance of the City Hall in Durban alongside those of Nelson Mandela, Oliver Tambo, Miriam Makeba, and other heroes of the liberation struggle. The KZN Department of Arts, Sports and Recreation has entrusted him with establishing and managing the recording studio and record company, the KZN Music House, managed by his company, Committed Artists. In 2008, he received the Living Legend Award from the eThekwini municipality. Ngema holds an honorary doctorate conferred by the Good Shepherd College. In 2013, he was awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award at Simon Mabunu Sabela Film Awards and Inaugural Recognition Award at Samrose Wawela Award. He is the recipient of the 2014 Naledi Awards prestigious Lifetime Achievement Awards. When asked by the editor of Actor Space's online magazine, Mandisa Vundla, what is it that he still wishes to accomplish, he responded by saying, Mbongeni Ngema Theatre, to nurture and develop the younger talent. We will continue celebrating his amazing legacy and await the Mbongeni Ngema Theatre.
Events and news.
The Adam Small Theatre Complex is a multifunctional facility that includes the large auditorium in the complex, until now known as the HB Thom Theatre, a seminar room, and a smaller laboratory theatre. Although the name HB Thom Theatre will no longer be used, it will be contextualized in the refurbished building. This name change forms part of a process of visual redress and renewal of public spaces, symbols, buildings, and facilities at Stellenbosch University, says the university. In other news, film producers in the Eastern Cape will receive a major boost after Finance MEC Oscar Mabuyane announced he would inject 10 million rand into the industry. He made the announcement while tabling his midterm budget at the Bisho legislature on Thursday. Mabuyane said the proposal came from Mtobeli Mali, one of the residents who responded to his call for input from ordinary citizens. That's a wrap from me, Rose Ratacha. You can visit the Actor Spaces website at www.actorspaces.co.za for more Actors Tool information. Connect with us at Actor Spaces on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We would like to hear from you. In the meantime, you are listening to Actor Spaces' insightful conversation. Actor and acting coach Camilla Waldman was one of the masters in the first masterclass talks hosted by Actor Spaces in partnership with Stir Kynecor that took place in July 2018. Just before the masterclass, Ayanda had a conversation with the legend Camilla about the importance of development as an artist. Here is that conversation.
Today we really want to talk about the importance of development as an artist. We want to really sort of dig deep in terms of what is development and why is development so important for artists. We're back, and my guest is sitting just in front of me. Like I said, I've got a special way of introducing my guest today. I think Kay there, our engineer, is going to play a clip for you. If you don't recognize this voice, you are a new millennium and we forgive you.
Sherry on the veranda with toast to bed. Are you ignoring me?
No, ma'am.
I'm not one to play games. I can see you're unhappy about something on level with me.
Very well. I don't approve of what you're doing now.
Going to have to be more specific.
The girl who was here earlier is very young. She has a whole life ahead of her. She doesn't need to sell herself.
She's been doing it for a long time, without my help. And training her was Town Julia's idea, not mine.
If you say so, ma'am.
Don't patronize me, Capella. I've had about as much of your holier-than-thou attitude as I can take. If the business the town I run grates you so much, you are welcome to leave.
I'm tempted to do just that. Since at last Julia's gone. What's going on?
Capella and I are just having our daily difference of opinion.
I thought I made it clear that I expect you to keep your opinion to yourself as far as Ms. De Villas is concerned. I've tried to accept the current arrangement. Or do I? There it was. This whole setup is wrong. Forget how long what the big deal is. Selling sex is the oldest profession in the world. It doesn't mean I have to approve. You're too uptight, Capella. But I will relax it. One night with a woman like Anne, and you forget all about your hands.
Excuse me?
I'll be at Salaman if you need me.
Who the hell do you think you are, Tao?
I didn't mean to offend you.
The fact that you pay me for sex doesn't give you the right to treat me like a common whore. Don't ever do that again.
De Villiers!
That's a
I'm telling you. I think yeah.
Cool.
Did that take you memory lane?
That did. Wow, Rapulana. Wow.
Oh yeah.
That did.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
9.5 years ago. In fact, a little bit more actually.
More. That's like what, 2008 back there?
I'll be able to tell you now because I actually left Generations when in the middle of 2007,
Yes,
when I actually fell pregnant with my little girl,
Oh,
who's now 9 years
beautiful.
old.
Imagine.
And that was the beginning of Anne de Villiers. So that must have
Wow.
been, I was with Generations for 4 years.
For 4 years.
So that must be like 13 years ago.
And that's a very iconic character, you know?
She was an amazing character, actually.
Yeah. You did. That was very. I enjoyed that performance. Hey.
Thank you
so
so much.
I think we want to take it back a bit, Camilla. You know, this passion. You know, where does it come from? Where does this amazing actor in you come from? You know. I don't know. Do you want to take us back there, like where it all started? Like, you know what? This moment is the moment that I knew I want to do this.
Oh, you know, and that it's sorry that I'm my mind is kind of whirling because I was quite an unconfident girl at school and didn't really know kind of where I would land. And very late in my school career, I kind of did a play that I loved it, and for the very first time in my life, where I hadn't felt I belonged anywhere, I kind of felt a sense of community and belonging. And I think so from there, that just gave me like the tiniest courage to audition for a drama school.
Do you remember the play?
No, I don't remember the play because they were like little house plays. I've actually never been able to locate them, so there was no. It was no spectacular event. It was no. But I think the strongest part of it was the sense of belonging, and something in that felt right. So despite my unconfidence and despite all of that, I then auditioned for drama school, and it kind of went from there. And it's been the sense of belonging actually. I think more than any real huge belief in my own ability.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that because most of the actors that I talk to, most of them say they found themselves when they started acting.
Right.
They started discovering themselves when they stared acting, because that's where they felt actually that I can be myself as being a different person. Amazing.
I relate to that.
That's very amazing. I want us to talk about really the importance of development for actors. You know, I meet a lot of young actors who wake up and think this just happens, you know. I don't know, maybe it's through sharing your journey or just, you know, how important development is for young actors.
I'm an actor and a teacher, I'm really passionate about training and developing, particularly the South African actor. I've been a kind of a coach and sort of a performance coach most of my career. And worked at the Market Lab, worked in various different spaces, and then the last decade I've actually really started to focus on my teaching more intensively. So I taught for a couple of years at AFTA, and I'm currently about to start my master's so that I can learn more. Because I'm often asked, you know, particularly by sort of parents and or elders who come and say, "Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? You know, our child wants to become an actor. What do you feel?" And I always find myself saying, if it's possible, whether it's a short course, whether it's a longer course, but I think training is so important because I think it supports your talent. You know, there are, if I may call it, craft skills. There are both techniques and skills that can assist and channel a talent. You know, and I like this quote that says, it's not mine, it's by a writer called Robert McGee, but he talks about craft, maximizes talent. Wow. Yeah, and he's and I really believe that craft maximizes talent. So often an actor, when they first begin process with me, will say, do you think I've got it? Will I make it? And I say, that's God given. I do believe there is we have talents and inspirations that land in our life from
the
elsewhere, the higher powers,
powers.
and that is not my work.
Wow.
My work is, I believe that I can help the actor channel and focus and develop their ability so that they can best perform. In the different mediums. Because there's film, there's television, there's theatre, there's performance art. There's so many different spaces for performers to work in.
Camilla, does that reflect in our industry currently? When you're watching our local content, does that reflect in the performances that you see that actually we are investing in development?
I think, I'm going to say yes and no to that question. Because I think we're making some amazing work. I mean, I think we've always made great theatre. And sort of my theatre is my great passion. Like the first part of my career was all in the theatre. But I've subsequently become very passionate about television, South African television, and I think we're creating some amazing work and some incredible performers, storytellers, the scripts, from camera to edit, all of the team that is. So I'm seeing some fantastic work, and I think we have huge depth of talent. So, and I think that's so that goes. So yes, the question to your question, cool. yes, a lot, and I do see, that there's a stronger and stronger focus on, spaces where actors can train and develop. I think I think what's important is an actor prepares.
Wow.
And an actor has to work. It's not, despite your God-given talents, there's a lot of work that goes behind to make it happen in front of that camera, make it. And I do see, I work with lots of young South African actors, and I can see them instantly, the actors that they're in work, they're in process, they're working hard. They come onto that floor, they've worked hard, they've made choices, they're interpreting, they're going for it, they're adding their flavor. Then you just know they're going to cook. But you can only cook like that on particularly I'm talking about on television, if you've done the work. If you're not prepared and you're a little bit shaky, it's a very pressurized environment that can unsettle even the most experienced actor. Do you know what I mean? That's so you've got to be ready and you've got to know what you need to do. And if you're doing that, then and I see young actors come onto the floor with maybe a small character, and they are sending it. And before long, a bigger character is written for them. More story is written because that scene, it's the talent, the commitment, and the work. And when that comes together, so I'm seeing a lot of very, very good work.
Which is great.
Which is great.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
You spoke about theatre being your passion.
Yeah.
Do you think young people are running away from theatre?
No, I think theatre's running away from young people. If I can be honest with you, I do think we don't have enough support of the arts, and I'm talking just spaces to allow theatre and young script writers and young theatre makers to work. I think that's part of that's part of the
so writers
challenges.
And the producers are doing content for the older actors more than the young. Is that?
Well, I think yes and no. I also just don't think there's enough funding for the theatre, and whether it's community theatre or whether it's theatre in the larger, bigger mainstream theatres. I think that at times, and for young actors to work in theatre, in fact, not young and old, there has to be a little bit of support in order to help and facilitate the work to happen.
Shucks.
So I think that's the challenge.
So more structures is sort of needed around funding more than anything. Because the spaces are out there, but
absolutely,
just and drying out.
And we certainly are seeing that in schools, theatre for schools, theatre that enacts, plays and works that young people are working with.
Yes.
Those are so powerful. Young people respond so amazingly to theatre that I do think, a lot of the, maybe funding for more educational programs, more theatre happening.
And it's such an important tool as well for
Very.
our community. And I never understand how that side of theatre or side of life is so neglected, because I'm from that school of thought. I was part of community theatre for the longest time in my journey, and I see what it has done for me, you know.
Absolutely.
Just as an individual more than anything.
Absolutely.
Some of the guys that I started with are not actors today, or they're not in the industry, but they're better people.
Completely.
To Actors Space's insightful conversation on brandlive.co.za. That was Ayanda Sitebe having a chat with the legendary Camilla Waldman. For the full podcast, visit brandlive.co.za's YouTube channel. If you just joined us and you are confused, asking yourself, where is Ayanda and Kulu? I am Rose Rataha standing in for the guys today. They will be back next week. The next interview is Kulu chatting to Thulani Mtsweni, a new breed in the industry. Keep it locked.
Babu Mtsweni, thokoza kunjani mfethu?
Ngiyapela kunjani mntaka baba?
Ya siphilile impela, kuhle ukubona Thulani man.
Siyabonga mfowethu.
Bafethu ngihamba no Thulani Mtsweni la. Nimazi edlala ku number edlala i-character kuthiwa unyoka. Currently umfethu gijima lapha kuSibaya na kuSidingo, where he plays channels in rather the pain of Marikana.
Mhlaba wonke asilungise angikho kuSibaya.
Nakho akulungi. Nxese.
Ngikusidingo though.
Isidingo.
Need.
Zangoba uSibaya?
Ngeke ngoba kuSibaya way back bengina few calls.
Okay, very close. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. All right. Kunjani mfethu?
Ngiyaphila.
Awusixoxele mfethu sibe sigijima mfethu. Umfoka Mtsweni usuka apha ekhaya kuze kanjani ukuthi afike yabona abe la angena gijima egamini agijime.
Yeah, all right wena baba wami Thulani Mtsweni. Ngizalela itsakane vele born and bred. Yonke into yami ngiyenzele ngale. So right ngide sayicala esikela man. Kusase isketch. Basathi isketch. Sayiqala la. Bese kunomunye sestere ke bebathi usisirefile bese rihezela emkhukhwini wakhe.
Okay.
Masiriheza beshift imibhede yakhe, shift amabhodo wakhe, siriheza masiqedile sibuyisele futhi nje ubaba.
Awusiyambonga sisirefile.
So masolo ke sikhula ke uyazi uhamba udibane nabantu. I did my first ad ngo 2006 neBomb Shelter. That's when I met Ayanda Sitebe.
Oh
yeah.
Okay. Ego Tishina.
So bese kule leso yithi.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then ke relationship yakhula from lapho ngajoina ke iYIT la Ayanda beka khona. And then we went to State Theatre and then ngaya Drama for Life events and then
How many years ago is this?
Ayanda ngimethe ngo 2006 and then up until now.
Okay. I'm for 10 years klar.
10 years 12.
Yeah, 12.
12. But then ke mina no Sistrifile ngiperforma la emarket kubuzwakala festival ngo 2001.
So awuthiyami uvele wasiqalele yakho theater company wena namagenge wakho. No ngomusaka Sisirefile ukuthi
uSisirefile besibiza ukuthi Tsakane Kids.
Wow.
uSisirefile bekabhala iScript sangenela izwakala festival. uRoni Nyakale bekashayilila ithi.
Uyaganga
ngokumkhumbuza ngithi baba wami usakhumbula.
Ashayilighting
ngathi ngaqeda graduate a few years ago la eMarket Lab. So manje bekangapha asiza kubozwakala festival.
Ayazi mfethu uyazi uma ukhuluma kanje uyangiklatha ngoba you are answering and you are living testament kunto engivange engijwayele ukuyisho ne. When I meet young stars or even nontanga angifake ndoda engifuna
kanjani
no kodwa yazi into ekhulumayo I always answer ngithi wenzani actor whether wenza community something la ukhona yabona uyakwazi ukufika emarket ethu uyangena eJozi Newtown ndlulele yabona dlula kuphi yabona kuthola umuntu lapha elokushinje ngisho shiftana amalokhunja ama couch iniyenzani
yazi enye into yini ke baba wami engayenza mina ngahlakanipha ngayo ngaskima amanye ama student wase Real Edge Film Academy.
Okay.
Ngicela ukuthi ningigibeze ninginikeze isinkwe esineram mina ngine talent.
nakho ke
ngigibeze nje kuphela ntwana ngiyazi ukuthi angeke ungihafe nawe uyi-student mara ngicela ungigibeze ungiphi 50 rand kunezi singo sinerama bese ngingikwazi
uthi ngikwazi ukufika
sishaye
sigijime le nto masami
10 years later maso graduate so fresh ungikhumbule dog
thokoza ke
ngikhumbule
yebo kodwa
phela nje bokuyileyo
ngiyakuthola ke ngiyakuthola enevese ke nomsebenzi wakho uyazikhulumela yabona
ngiyabonga baba
yeah no I mean uyakhumbuleka uyabona ngomsebenzi uvese uyabona bakukhumbule la ngaphambili uyabona hey mfethu
esesayixoxa le
yeah no so in a few words ke angitshele ungathi ke wena ke le lo msebenzi le gift le acting kusho ukuthini kuwe
baba yazi mfowethu umuntu onesiphiwo asithi unesiphiwo sabantu abadala kunezinye izinto baba wami awuzazi ukuthi why uzenza mara kunento ekuguidayo lapho ukuthi sihamba kasokhele manje sihamba kaso sometimes unokungafuni wena ukuthi direct le iyangilimaza ngikhulu but then nami ngisho kanjalo ukuthi direct le beyingihlupha ngalendlela ukuthi ngaluza yonke into ngathola ukuthi yazini sengiphilela le manje yeah so angazi ukuthi ngiyawuphendula na umbuzo
mfethu uphendula kanzulu yeah ngiyabona kodwa manje what I'd like to know ke mfethu mawusosho kanjalo phela sinokukhuluma sizwe kuthiwa eza kwa acting amachankura mfethu yabona afika kakudala yabona so manje ukhuluma ngokuthi wena ukuthi bheka I'm loving this thing fune nginikele kuyona yabona sometimes ngizwa ngomoya ivese ngithathe nala ngibone ngathi yangikhawata lento le
yeah
khona kanjani uthami
yazi baba wami disadvantage esayibona sekulate thina sikhule la besiperformela iplate neskipa perform abo love life bakushanga iskipa bakushanga iplate so ukhuluna lento le ukuthi kuyenziwa kanjalo so mawungena ku professional mabalwela imali unokuthuka kwesinye isikhathi mawusafika ukuthi kanti vele kufuneka imali engaka and then bese nawo soyabona ukuthi vele iyadingeka yona ayikho into ebhlungu njengokuthi ucede ukushaya standing ovation baba wami mawuthi eMcDonald ikhathi lakho lithi decline
ukhuluma from experience so manje amandla oyikrah yokuthi uyimele uyiphakamele ke into yakho wena wathole kuphi ngoba ngiyazi ukuthi I'll be shocked ukuthi agent yakukhulumela
hayi baba mvele ngidabuka gunman
ola skin udabuka gunman yani kune legend la kule industry yethu ukuthi khona elinye actor elaziwayo elihloniphekile kuthiwa lafika eofisini lika agent wafika wathi gunman wathi abantwana bambadleni mina ngoba nginjani mina ngawuthola umsebenzi kuthiwa ever since uyasebenza umfethu
bonami ngasiza lesi kunjalo
kodwa we are not advocating violence and life is not a movie guys don't be carrying guns
mara baba wami ukugcizelela lapho nami kwake kwaba yingqondo yami because ngangilapha la kunoma
usingazi nawe
nami ngeke ngaba la and uyazibuza ukuthi why kumele ngize ngibe la ngihlale isikhathi esingaka ngize ngibe ne siringe 4 hours ungazi bese uthi hayi sayina yi bese ngiphinde futhi ngilambe kangaka nami ngeke ngayicabanga into enjalo ngathi mase ngifika sengizwe istory sakantanga ngathi hawu shoot nami bengasiwa
baba Mtsweni senza kanjani ke ukuthi senze sho ukuthi intwana ezilandelayo ezangamva kwethu don't suffer this thing because it's still happening. What are we doing to solutions, not ukulibela isikhala kwama isihlezi yaka senzani ukwenza sure ukuthi never again ba
yazi baba wami mina ngingathanda ukuthi asiyeni le phezulu no president naye mele abe involved dog kumele naye abe involved again akwazi ukuthi naye dayende isinkwa sethu abantu bangayithathi njenge hobby ngoba umntwana makathi ufuna ukwenza into eso abayithathele ekhanda
thokoza ke
because in the education system nayo vele is designed ukuthi vele so spa
acting is not hobby
akusi hobby bafowethu ispani lesikithi
Okay, siyitreat njengaleyo sisifundise nathi ourselves. Make sure ukuthi siyazi getting in from the beginning. Business
singama-business baba wami and ngikutshele mangaba ufundanga kune-formal ne-informal education mangabe une-talent une-skill i-responsibility yakho ukuthola iy'ncwadi ezenza sokuthi wena uyazi-improve uyabukela abantu abaphambili lapho kuleyo game leyo ukuthi bayenza kanjani uyabuza futhi i-acting yangichaza yindlebe yabona ningethi ungazifundisa ukulalela umnandi.
What a vibe. You were listening to an insert from an interview Khulus Kenjana did with Thulani Mtsweni. If you just tuned in, this is Actors Space's insightful conversation with me, Rose Rataha, standing in for Ayanda and Kulu. Don't forget, we love hearing your opinions. Do let us know which actor you would like us to bring and the topics you would like us to discuss. We are at Actors Spaces on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Ayanda caught up with Mposibeng chatting about the craft of acting and performance, his experience in the industry since a young age, and getting to know the man himself. Enjoy the snippet of the podcast.
What up, Mpo?
Good, bro. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Finally, this happens.
Yeah, finally, bro.
Yeah.
No, it's been long overdue.
It has really. I've been going on about you, and the one most important thing, I'm just gonna jump into it with the little time we have. One thing I just highlighted about you, and I want you to tell us really, how did you achieve this? Most of the time, we've got young actors that come into the industry, and they fail to sort of transform from that child star to becoming taken serious as an actor, or things happen. Some it's drugs, some it just doesn't sort of continue and stuff like that. How were you able to sustain playing a young kid on Zillow Torrents, Soul Buddies, to playing like a matured character now as Neo on Ring of Lies? How do
I think well, when you get into the game, yes, you love the craft, but it's more of a just doing it as a hobby at the time. So at the time, you don't necessarily take it serious, but the older you get, I think in order for you to have staying power, you have to hone your craft, work on it. I think once you decide that, you know what, this is something that I want to make a career out of, that's when you start taking it seriously, and then start taking yourself seriously in the art as well. Yeah.
Key there being career, because most people just get into it for, I want to be famous, like you say, it's a hobby.
Yeah.
But I think the key is turning it into a career.
Correct.
And how do you do that? How do you decide now, this is now work? Does it feel like work?
It doesn't. It doesn't feel like work, right? But for me, the work part comes in the commitment. Me being committed to the art form, me being committed to the craft, me trying to make sure that I give my best each and every time I step on whatever set. So that's where the work part comes in. But while I'm at work, it's not work. It's breathing. You know what I mean? Because it's almost like second nature.
Beautiful.
I feel like if you don't follow and if you don't do your talent, or if you don't follow out your purpose, then that's the biggest sin that you make, because then you miss your mark. You miss your mark by not following what your purpose is.
Wow, you miss your mark. That's so powerful. And the gap between, because you still fall under the young actors. I think you're very young and you're doing amazing things.
Thank you so much.
Do you think there's a gap between the young and the old actors? But is there a gap there? Like I've been on set and I've seen like a young actor working with like this legend, and obviously you see the admiration from the younger sort of generation at times. But do you think is there a gap there in between? I know I'm jumping from that to that. Do you think is there a gap there?
I think to be honest, in the industry we work in, we are very lucky because I mean the gap rather is bridged very quickly. I mean, people get there and they all know they're there for work, but in as much as the young actors would give the older actors that respect, the older actors are just as playful, because I mean that's what we get paid to do, right? We get paid to work and to show real emotions, but everyone is as playful as you are, so you get there and you gel. I think the only way to bridge the gap is if they see that you respect the art form as well. If you don't, then you'll see the difference.
I think that's the core, right? Respect for the craft. And I think I've been saying to my team and stuff that's what we exist as Actor Spaces, is to really bring the respect to the craft, to the profession. Like, guys, this is a professional. So you're very right. If we're on set, we're working, the core, the main fundamental there is let's respect what we're doing before anything else.
Anything else.
That's very profound. And then they're doing the hand signals and stuff like that of time. Guys, we just started this conversation. All right. Tell me this. In terms of celebrating actors, I mean, our industry is growing, which is amazing. I think it's the best time for the industry.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited about it. You know, I think every second actor is working.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're getting paid enough, but I know they're working.
Yeah, true.
So tell me something. In terms of actors being celebrated, do you think the craft... Just before I started the show, I was talking about the Global Citizen Festival. And I was asking the power of actors. Like, do we as actors have the same power that musicians have? But you know, that's another question. But do you think the craft is celebrated enough for us to have that power that musicians have?
That's a very good question. I won't lie. Look, I think as actors we have a very big social responsibility with the stories that we tell on screen and whatnot. But I think maybe what dilutes the art form is people coming into it for the fame and coming into it to become celebrity-like or celebrities, because then people end up losing the respect for it. So then that's why we don't have as much power as musicians have. Unlike musicians at the moment have a lot more power than actors do. However, we have the bigger social responsibility. And I feel like some people just aren't taking it seriously and aren't committing and aren't working towards, you know, building a better future for everyone and build a better country for everyone.
Shucks, I think it's time, actually, as an industry, I think we need to be selfish now.
We definitely have to.
Like, really be selfish with the space. And I think, and I think this goes in the music industry. You don't just wake up and you've got like you there and whatever, unless obviously you've got that hit song that makes you sort of penetrate the hit waves and stuff like that. But I think with acting, we're not selfish enough. I think as an industry, that you can't come in if you don't have all the qualities. You know? How do we put that border there? Should we even put that border to say, you know, not everyone can just wake up and do it?
Yeah, we definitely should. Look, with music, the one thing is that they put everything in the music. So let's put everything in the story and tell the story. I mean, there's so many platforms right now that are available to us. We need to use whatever platforms we have to tell the story. And I think just by doing that, then people will start understanding how difficult and how it's not just easy and how not everyone can just jump into it and become a celebrated actor. You know what I mean? It's deeper than that. It's storytelling. It's a calling that you need to, you know, answer and deliver.
Wow. Talking about storytelling, are we telling the right stories? Are we... I was talking to Camila the other day, and we were talking about theater, and I said to her, why is theater sort of running away from like young people and stuff like that? And she was like, no, it's the stories actually that are told in these theaters. Young people can't relate to them anymore. You know, they're not telling what's happening now. In terms of storytelling, are we narrating like the right stories? Is there such thing as the right story?
I think on television right now there is definitely room for that, and I think because of so many shows that are out right now, you know, there's a space. There's a definite space for young actors, you know, to showcase their talent and showcase their craft. So I think bit by bit, we're growing. But like I said, we need to use our own platforms. I mean, if we're going to complain that the stories that we want to be told aren't being told, let's tell them ourselves.
Let's tell our own stories. Let's own it. Let's own our own stories. All right, we're going to just take a quick break. After that break, I want to ask you, man, what does acting mean to you? Like, if the young actor there is listening now, like they want to know, what does acting mean? I want you to tell us that after the break. Just a short break. Cool stuff.
Making a bold statement yet blending into the surrounding suburbs of Melville, 27 Boxes is a realization of edgy design and practical implementation. A radical departure from the shopping malls of our generation, yet not a return to the high streets of our youth. 27 Boxes showcases the best of a shopping centre set in a garden, surrounded by the bohemian suburb that is Melville. 27 Boxes, shop, play, eat.
Ah, man, we're just rushing through this conversation. Like, as soon as I think we're getting into it, now I have to jump to that and that and that and that. But yeah, you're listening to Insightful Conversations with me, Ayanda Sithebe. It's Actor Space's Insightful Conversations. And I'm joined by the amazing Paul. Bruh, before we went to the break, I asked you, like, what does acting... I think that's closing the show, basically. What does acting mean to you?
Wow, bro, that is probably the most difficult questions to answer, because it's not one thing. You know what I mean? Like, I could go on and on and on and on. I could say it's the air I breathe. You know what I mean? Like, I could literally go on. But for me, more than anything, it's my purpose. And I think in life, or one of my goals more than anything, is to live a purposeful or purpose-driven life. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't want to miss my mark by not fulfilling my purpose. So I think my purpose is to come here and tell stories, to relate to people, to be human. I think that's what acting is. It puts being human on a pedestal, so that we can relate to one another, so we can speak to one another. Because I mean, one of the pandemics that we have in the world is that men just don't speak. That's why we have, you know, so many things that are happening with this hashtag men are trash. And in most cases, it's black men. Look, that's a conversation for another day. But however, for me, the thing is, men don't speak. So this gives us a platform where we feel we are not judged, where we can be who we truly want to be, where we can be vulnerable with our emotions and just be you in the truest form. So that's what it is to me. It's important to me. It's my life. And it's my purpose.
That closes the show, gentlemen. Like, ladies and gentlemen out there, that was like giving me goosebumps, because I'm very passionate about what you just said about man just feeling. I think we've got a project literally that I'm working on. It's called Men Feel. It's literally about us learning to express our feelings. And, all right, but there we can go on and on and on and on and on. They just highlighted here, it's our birthday month. Do you have any special messages for Actor Spaces since we're turning 2? Did you know we're turning 2 this month?
I saw, bro. Look, I think more than anything, I'm proud of you. It's like you're doing one of the things that we keep on speaking about. You know, people complain like we don't have platforms. Open up the industry. What you guys are doing as a group for young people and for yourselves, I think it's very big, and I don't think that you guys know how important you are. I just want you guys to know that y'all are important. We need you guys. Thank you. You know, we're at the pinnacle of where we need to be, and I feel like you guys are right at the front of it, and you guys will definitely lead this generation of new actors as well into the haven that we all seek to get to. So shout out to you guys, yo.
Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. That was an insightful conversation.
For all our conversations with key actors in the industry, visit the brandlive.co.za YouTube channel. The show aims to break down the domain of acting, bringing you insights on what's happening, what to look out for, and updates on actors and acting. Catch us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Actor Spaces. On the online airways, tune into the Actor Spaces insightful conversation with Ayanda Sitebe and Kulus Kenjana every Fridays on brandlive.co.za from 1 to 2 p.m. I am Rose Rataha. Do catch me again on Actors Tool, bringing you your latest news on actors and acting. I am Rose Rataha. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, lights, camera, and acting.